Friend, today is a scorching day with news you can't miss. Let's start with Luis Diaz, the Colombian player who makes the hearts of Barcelona fans vibrate. Liverpool has set an astronomical price for his transfer, making the deal almost impossible for now. Despite Diaz's obvious interest in Barcelona, the Catalan club's finances seem to be an insurmountable obstacle. Imagine €100 million, a sum that seems designed to deter any suitors. But Luis Diaz has asked to leave Liverpool. According to recent reports, the Colombian wants to breathe new air, change scenery, and fight for titles in other leagues. Barcelona and Bayern Munich appear to be the player's favorite destinations, reviving Catalan interest. However, it seems that Bayern is the closest to winning this battle. Rumors indicate that the Germans would already have a personal agreement with the player. Only the details with Liverpool remain to be finalized. Meanwhile, Barcelona has not yet started formal negotiations, although it has internal approval to attempt recruitment, and time continues to pass. Now let's talk about Ferran Torres, a key figure for Barcelona. Ferran Torres, after being linked to various Premier League clubs and treated as a bargaining chip by the press, Ferran has responded on the field with 45 matches, 19 goals, and 7 assists in the 2024-25 season. He has established himself as a key piece in Hansi Flick's system, showing versatility to play as a central striker, left or right winger, a true offensive joker that is rare in today's football. The management's plan is clear: renew his contract until 2030, demonstrate confidence, and protect the player from external attempts, especially from Aston Villa, which is already preparing an even more aggressive offer to acquire him. But the problem that is holding all this back is not sporting but financial. Barcelona does not yet have the green light from the league to operate under the 1-to-1 rule, which allows contracts to be registered freely after complying with financial fair play. And this authorization will not arrive before August. So far, the club does not want to take any risks or compromise space in the planning. But on Ferran's side, everything is under control. The player has already returned to training, fully recovered from the appendicitis that kept him away from the end of the previous season and even prevented him from participating in the celebration of the national treble with his teammates. He remains firm, focused, knowing he has the confidence of the technical staff and management. There is one point that deserves attention here. Ferran wants to stay at Barcelona. He is delighted with the project, the atmosphere, and the role he has carved out within the team. He is not desperate for money, nor is he bidding in the offices. He waits, works, and plays as he should. And that says a lot about the kind of player he is. Now, the question that no one dares to silence: will Barcelona manage to retain Ferran Torres until August without losing ground in the negotiation, or will Aston Villa end up catching the shark along the way? Barcelona also has its eyes set on a European gem, a certain Joe Smith, a midfielder from AZ Alkmaar who is already being compared to Luka Modric. At just 19 years old, Smith is attracting the interest of several major clubs, including Manchester City and Real Madrid. Barcelona sees him as a player who could fit perfectly into their style of play, but the competition will be tough. According to the Team Amtalk portal, Barcelona has spotted another gem of European football, and this time it is a midfielder already nicknamed the new Modric. His name? Joe Smith, a 19-year-old playing for AZ Alkmaar, who is beginning to attract the attention of the continent's major clubs. And yes, Barcelona is in the race, but Manchester City, with Pep Guardiola ordering his scouts to closely follow the young talent, is also very interested. But wait, there's more. Real Madrid itself was mentioned by the player in a recent interview. Unlike other youngsters who are dazzled by the attention, Smith has shown personality and kept his feet on the ground. In conversation with the HLN news portal, he spoke in a firm and direct tone about the interest of the major European clubs. It's great to know there is interest, the two biggest clubs in the world, I believe. I liked reading and seeing that. I just want to show here that I can do it. The interest of Barcelona and Real Madrid is good, but of course, we don't know if I'm going to play. It doesn't distract me much. This statement shows maturity and matches the profile that Barcelona always looks for in its talents. A focused, technical youngster with a veteran attitude, who is compared to Frenkie de Jong and even Luka Modric according to Mundo Deportivo. And pay attention, he is only in his first season as a professional. Now, think with me, Kuhl, a midfield with GAVI, PEDRI, Lamine, and Smith. Isn't that the future of world football in our colors? Hansi Flick wants players who think fast, who dominate the midfield with intelligence and mobility. And the Dutchman has all that and more. This season, he has already played 30 matches, scored 2 goals, and provided 2 assists, demonstrating that he does not hide and participates actively in creation. The only detail is that he has a contract with AZ until June 2028, and the Dutch club knows it has a gem in its hands. According to estimates, the price could be around €25 million. Nothing excessive for those who want to invest in a talent already followed by the giants of Europe. But what attracts the most attention is the Barcelona profile he possesses. Intelligent, versatile, technical, a style that would fit perfectly with the Blaugrana DNA. And unlike many who melt for figures or promises, Smith seems to choose with his head and perhaps with his heart. And you, Kuhl, do you think Barcelona should go all in and anticipate this move before Real or City take another talent who seems to come out of La Masia? According to information from the National Portal Cat and reproduced by Fishages, Barcelona could be on the verge of making one of the most significant transfers of this window. Marcus Rashford wants to wear the Blaugrana jersey. Yes, Kuhl, the English forward who has lost his importance at Manchester United and is no longer in Ruben Amorim's plans, has agreed to sign with Barcelona. But beware, there is an important detail. He demands to be a key player in Hansi Flick's team. And look, with the need for Barcelona's attack to have a new boost, Rashford arrives with everything to be that key name. According to sources, the player would even be willing to significantly reduce his salary to make the deal happen. He wants to leave Manchester, turn the page, and become the decisive footballer who has already won over Europe. For this, Rashford knows he needs minutes, continuity, and confidence, something that Flick has already promised to carefully evaluate. On Barcelona's side, the interest is real. The club knows it needs experienced and versatile players in attack, especially if it wants to compete with giants like Real Madrid, Bayern, and City in the next Champions League. Rashford, with his pace, explosiveness, and ability to decide big games, is the kind of reinforcement that can change things at key moments. But to wear the Barcelona jersey, the Englishman wants to be sure he won't just be another player in the squad. He wants to be a reference. And what makes this even more interesting is that Rashford has Barcelona as his priority, despite having other big clubs in his sights. That is, the player is betting everything to come to Spain. He wants to fight for titles, regain a place in the England team with an eye on the 2026 World Cup, and he knows that if he has continuity at Barcelona, this can become a reality. Meanwhile, the Catalan club is also moving in the offices to resolve internal situations. One of the most surprising involves none other than Marc-André Ter Stegen. According to rumors, the goalkeeper has lost weight with Hansi Flick and could leave the club. There is even talk that he could be released without a fee to Manchester City in an unexpected turn. Will we witness the end of a cycle? What is certain is that Barcelona is on the verge of turning a new page with Flick at the helm, and Rashford could be one of the first big faces of this new era. And you, Kuhl, do you think Barcelona should bet all its cards on Rashford as the protagonist of the attack, or would it be preferable to leave space for the gems from La Masia like Lamine and company? Another name that is making waves is Lamine Yamal, a young Barcelona player who is already considered a future Ballon d'Or winner. At just 17 years old, Lamine Yamal has impressed with his talent and maturity on the field. He is already being compared to football legends and could well be the next great player to emerge from La Masia. According to Mundo Deportivo, the name Lamine Yamal is gaining incredible strength in the corridors of world football. And it is no exaggeration to say that at this moment, he is the great favorite to win the 2025 Ballon d'Or. All this became even clearer after the final of the Club World Cup, where PSG with Dembélé on the field simply did not measure up. The French team was crushed by Chelsea 3-0, with Cole Palmer scoring 2 goals and completely overshadowing any expectation of Parisian protagonism. While Dembélé disappeared when he was most needed, Lamine Yamal was there, watching everything and seeing his possibilities increase considerably. The symbolic moment was so clear that the Spanish journalist Javi Miguel fired mercilessly. It's Lamine Yamal's birthday, and tonight Dembélé gives him the best gift, the Ballon d'Or. And he is right, because it wasn't just that failure at the Club World Cup. Dembélé also failed with the French team in the Nations League, adding even more weight to his name. Meanwhile, in Spain, the press is already on the move. Barcelona fans are beginning to feel that special energy in the air, and the world is beginning to understand. Lamine Yamal is different. And look who appeared to reinforce this idea even more. Fabrizio Romano. The most respected journalist in European coverage not only praised Yamal but practically anticipated the coronation. In conversation with colleagues who vote for the award, Fabrizio revealed that many already consider Yamal the best in the world at the moment. And he went further: the magic that Lamine brings, no one else can do. And let's be honest, this is not just the opinion of an enthusiastic fan, it is a reflection of what the boy delivers on the field. He enchants, decides, takes responsibility, and makes everything seem simple. It's pure talent, forged at La Masia, with the essence and DNA of Barcelona. And the best part is that he is only 17 years old. Of course, the list of competitors is still there. Bellingham, Salah, Mbappe, Rodri, but none have managed to maintain the regularity, emotional impact, and level of enchantment that Lamine has demonstrated. When he touches the ball, it's as if the entire Camp Nou holds its breath, and when he moves forward, the fans already know that something special is going to happen. Now, hold on to this sentence. France Football confirmed that the 2025 Ballon d'Or ceremony will take place on September 22nd, and if everything continues like this, the world will stop to see a new king crowned, and he will wear blue and garnet. As I often say, he who is born to shine in Paris will never understand what it is to be a giant in Barcelona. And you, Kuhl, are you ready to see Lamine Yamal make history and bring the Ballon d'Or home? Finally, let's talk about Marc-André Ter Stegen, the goalkeeper for Barcelona. According to reports from Cadena SER, tensions in Barcelona's locker room have escalated significantly with the arrival of Hansi Flick as the new coach. Marc-André Ter Stegen, who has long been a symbol of security, leadership, and consistency for Barcelona, is at the center of this storm. Flick has reportedly communicated to Ter Stegen that he will not be the starting goalkeeper for the 2025-26 season. Instead, Jon Garcia, a young Spanish goalkeeper recently arrived from Espanyol, has gained Flick's confidence and will take over the starting role. Ter Stegen, deeply unhappy with this decision, has expressed his discontent, creating internal tension. He believes Flick's decision is premature, especially considering he is recovering from an injury and is not yet at his best. Ter Stegen is determined to fight for his place and prove that he is still the ideal goalkeeper for a club of Barcelona's stature. His extensive experience and past performances support his claim. On the other hand, Hansi Flick is focused on rejuvenating the team and shaking up the status quo. Jon Garcia, with his composure and modern approach to the game, fits Flick's vision for the future. The club's management is treading carefully, aware of the delicate situation. Rumors about a potential sale of Ter Stegen have been circulating, but no official offers have been made, and the club is not financially prepared to terminate his contract. This situation has created a generational and philosophical clash within Barcelona. Flick is asserting his authority with firm decisions, while Ter Stegen, a club icon, is unwilling to step aside without a fight. This tension is likely to affect not only the locker room but also the fans, many of whom still view Ter Stegen as an untouchable figure from the recent era. As the situation unfolds, it remains to be seen whether Ter Stegen can regain Flick's trust and reclaim his starting position, or if this marks the beginning of the end of his time at Barcelona.